thank you all for coming. I really appreciate that everyone came out here tonight. A personal thank you to each of you. I think that tonight is a very powerful moment. When a tzibur gets together on behalf of a mitzvah, sometimes they're given the keys to Shemayim. And a mikvah is a very powerful mitzvah. For whatever reason, Hashem has a ratzon that for those who are moiseh nefesh for this particular mitzvah, He wants to show that He's ready to override nature on their behalf. Who knows what kind of change someone can walk out of here with tonight. I'm just going to say over what the Kotzker said to a similar gathering, the exact same purpose. He said to them, Mikva Yisrael Moshiach Be'etz Tzara. Our mikvah helps for alle tzoros, Rachmana litzlan. Getting involved with a mikvah can pull you out of any problem.
A number of years ago, a community in Jackson embarked upon a mikvah campaign. To launch the campaign, they approached a number of the gvirim in the community, and they decided to make a really high-end event. One of the fellows that they approached was a fellow by the name of Shimon. Now, when they approached Shimon had all of his money tied up in a particular business that he was trying to launch. He did not have the ability to contribute. He told them, I'm not the right person for this event. I'm sorry. But they pressured him to come, and still he didn't plan on coming. But when during the event, one of the event organizers called Shimon and said to him, we're waiting for you, Shimon showed up. Nevertheless, he walked into the event 100% confident that he did not intend to donate one penny to the campaign. He sat there and he was inspired. Also, there was a substantial social pressure, and by the time he walked out of the event, he had pledged $18,000. Now, even though he pledged the $18,000, he really did not plan on donating it. He simply did not have the funds. A few days pass, his phone rings one day, he picks it up, and it's one of the organizers that says to him, thank you so much for being such a big part of our campaign. Can we get a credit card for the $18,000? He didn't want to give him the credit card because even if he gave him his credit card number, he had no way to pay it. Nevertheless, he told the organizer, wait 1 minute. He put his phone down, he put it on mute, and he turned to the Rabbeinu Shalom. And he says, Rabbeinu Shalom, I pledged this amount of money because the Rabbanim said that that's what I should do. I don't have the money. Rabbeinu Shalom, Mikva Yisrael Hashem. If you want this mikvah to happen, and you want me to be able to pay the $18,000, I'm throwing it upon you. You need to figure out a way for this to happen. After he had that little conversation with Rabbeinu Shalom, he felt more at ease, and he gave the organizer his credit card number. At the end of the month, he got the credit card bill, but he didn't pay it because he had no money. And a few months passed, the credit card began to accrue interest, but he just didn't have a way to pay it. At that period of time, some of his friends were chatting about perhaps buying stock in Tesla. This guy, Shimon, had never bought stock in his life, but a little voice inside of him said it's a good idea. So somehow he got some money together and he bought stock in Tesla. Within a matter of days, Tesla skyrocketed. As soon as it skyrocketed, he sold off his stock, and he could not believe it when the payoff was exactly the amount of money, the $18,000, plus the interest that he had on his credit card bill to the dollar. He had said, Rabbeinu Shalom, you got to help me do this. I'm doing this l'shem Shemayim. The Rabbanim say to do it. It's the right thing to do. And the Rabbeinu Shalom had come back. And the truth is that if the story was over at this point, it would be phenomenal. But it's not. Because you see, as soon as he pledged that $18,000, that business venture that all his money was tied up in began slowly but surely to prosper. And within a relatively short period of time, his business experienced supernatural success, so much so that within the year he was able to sell off his business for millions. He had pushed himself, he had listened to the Rabbanim, and the results were literally otherworldly. When we enable a mikvah to be built, when we push ourselves, we bring people on board to make sure that the mikvah becomes a reality, Then we get what Chazal teach us. Gadol ha'me'aseh yoser min ha'oser. This fellow was an oser. He gave, he contributed. Ha'me'aseh, one who gets other people to contribute, Gadol is even greater. So if he experienced such incredible results, such greatness in results, imagine what we can experience if we are me'aseh, if we get our friends and our family and our business associates to contribute. The Rebbeinu Shalom will kick back in the most phenomenal way possible. What follows is a transformational story by Merkaz Taras HaMishpacha, an organization in Eretz Yisrael that builds mikvahs. The story is phenomenal.
עוברים השנים, וזה לא שנה ולא שנתיים. אנחנו בניסיון כבר 20 שנה שאין לנו ילדים. אנשים לא מודעים לזה, אנשים מקבלים ילדים, לא מבינים אפילו מה זה גלי, מה זה הציפיות, מה זה נשים הכל, רפואה רגילה, גם רפואה אלטרנטיבית, הכל. ביררנו מחוץ לארץ, חברים שלי מחתנים ילדים. אתה מחוץ למערכת, אתה נשארת עדיין זוג צעיר.
איציק חורי, אין פה כמעט מישהו בשכונה שלא הכניס אותו בתפילה שלו. זה היה לפני שנתיים. באתי לאיציק, אמרתי לו, איציק, תקשיב. כבר את כל הסגולות, ואנחנו יודעים הכל. אני הייתי בטהרת המשפחה. זה הסרטון שראיתי. ראיתי סרטון, זוג שאין להם ילדים, שתרמו שיפוץ של בור של מקווה. רואים בסרטון שם שיש להם 2 תאומות. אמרתי לו, בוא לרב חיים קניבסקי, ונשאל אותו.
אני לא אשכח את הרגע הזה. הראה את המדרגות של הרב, ואז אני גם לראשונה מתוודע שלזוג הזה אין ילדים 21 שנה. 21 שנה שאין לבן אדם ילדים. אני, את האמת, חטפתי איזה סוג של רגליים קרות. אמרתי, אנחנו מבקשים מהקודש ברוך הוא, מה זה לכופף את הטבע? לקרוע את הים. לקרוע את הים. יש אנשים שאחרי 21 שנה אומרים שלום. והוא בכזאת אנרגטיות וחיוביות כשהוא מסתובב אליי. הוא בא, אני עושה מקווה, אני רוצה מקווה, אני רוצה לדעת שזהו פה, זו התחנה האחרונה לפני הישועה. ואז אנחנו נכנסים לרב חיים.
הם רוצים להקים מקווה במקום שלא היה מקווה כשר, מקווה חדש, כדי שזה יהיה זכות בשבילו שיהיה לו ילדים. זה העצה.
תשובה שאף אחד בחדר לא ציפה לשמוע אותה, זו העצה. בעברית, לך על זה. זה. זה היה מדהים.
זהו, נגמר המסע הזה של ה-20 שנה, אנחנו עושים את זה. תביא מקווה לא משנה איפה, אנחנו מתחילים.
לקחו את זה כפרויקט חיים.
אני יודע שאנחנו צריכים לגייס 650,000 שקל. התחלנו עם קמפיין, והתחילו לזרום תרומות.
כל מי שדיברנו איתו, כל השכונה, לא היה אחד כמעט שלא תרם. אחד נתן 10,000 שקל, אחד 5,000 שקל. כולם נרתמו בצורה מדהימה.
שיפצנו את המקווה, מחורבה יצא מקווה, שהוא פשוט פאר ואדם.
לקראת היעד הזה של חנוכת מקווה, הצלחנו לגייס את כל הכסף.
חנכנו את המקווה. את הכס, אני לא זוכר כמותו. זה היה, איך אומרים, סוג של הקדוש ברוך הוא. עמדנו במשימה, מילאנו את המשימה, זהו. מכאן, זה שלך.
תשעה חודשים לאחר מכן, מי"ד תמוז, בז' ניסן, נולדה הבת שלי הבכורה.
9 חודשים בול מחנוכת המקווה, כאילו זה לא נתפס.
קרה הנס הזה, פתאום יש קול של בכי, ואפרת מחבקת אותה, אומרת לה, איפה היית 20 שנה?
ואתה?
אני בוכה מעליה. גם הצוות, אותו דבר.
כל השכונה הייתה מרוגשת. הוא הגיע, הוא חזר מהבית חולים.
זו פעם ראשונה שאתה חוזר מבית חולים עם משהו.
שכנים הוציאו רמקולים. כל השכונה יצאה כאן ורקדה פה ריקודים, כאילו המשיח מגיע.
הסביתה שנדרה מזוקה, וכל שמע בישראל,
זה אושר אינסופי. ואם באמת יצא מזה שיתרמו עוד מקווה,
הסיפור הזה הוא סיפור של ישועה, אבל מעבר לזה, בעיניים שלי כמנהל של טהרת המשפחה, זה הסיפור של טהרת עם ישראל. אם אתה דואג לילדים של הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא דואג לילדים שלך.
These stories and stories like this are real. I personally know of recent and current stories that happen to regular, normal people like you. And it will happen to you if you want. But for what we need, what we want, I'm not talking to anyone here. To the Bari Yisparach, who is also our loving Father, who lets us talk to him directly, ba'if and tefillah. Hashem, you're the one who knows what's going on inside our hearts and inside our homes. You're the one who knows the pain, the embarrassment, and the heartbreak when our hopes are suddenly dashed, or the aching, dull emptiness when nothing is happening and we're scared to find out why. You're the only one that knows our personal shalom bias, parnasa worries, and how we want our children to grow up in a warm, calm, loving home. And you're the only one who knows, but we'd never tell anyone else. What we're really scared might be happening with that particular child. But we know that we're your mishpacha, your children, and sometimes something can make you decide to override all the brutal realities of nature, even with an open nace. So we're going to rely on your promise, ki mechabdei achabed. Anyone who pushes himself to give cover to a mitzvah that I care about, says Ribono Shel Olam, I'll make sure to give him cover. We want the cover of everything being normal and better than normal. We want the cover of not knowing about procedures in IVF. We want the cover of never hearing from child psychologists in medicine. And we want the cover of never hearing, we're having trouble finding the heartbeat. We don't want abortion shilas, end of life shilas, or anything like that. And we don't want a heart-freezing call from a children's school, chas v'shalom, or from the police. And we don't want to ever have any life-changing sudden discoveries about our beautiful and pure children. What we want is shmira. What we want is tahara and siyata d'shmaya pumped into our homes. We want Yeshuas, and we want Yeshuas that don't care about terror. We're believing in your promise, and we're banking on you. Ki mechabdei achabed. This will happen because we're no less than any other community. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we will fund your mikvah, and you're going to fund our families. We're going to build you a beautiful Makom Tahara, and you're going to build us beautiful and holy families. We're going to give you the covet that this mitzvah deserves, and you're going to give us the covet to have everything we want in our homes. Kol mishalas libeinu l'toiva. And the truth is, it's not going to cost us a dime. When we give you covet, it's a racham on you, v'arna seinu v'chavet. now, I am talking to my good friends here. Build this mikvah for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for the community, for our families, the Kiddush Shem Shemayim, that will happen. We know we could do it. I'm asking each person to do their part in this campaign. And the Yeshuas will come. They'll come because of their effort that you put in to respect this mitzvah. It's a Me'ein HaYeshuas, a wellspring. The more koiches you put in for this campaign, the more Yeshuas you're going to pull out. Thank you, and together with Hashem's help, Walden Woods is going to have a beautiful mikvah.